Warm welcome you all to channel Meet MIT, that is Math is Tricky.
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. Let's continue today's video with a problem. We are discussing about how to find derivative of a function by first principle. Okay, so let's see this problem. Derivative of x power 5 by definition. Okay, so solution is here, simply here. Solution. Let's just start. Let here y equals fx equals x power 5. Let here delta x be small increment in x and delta y be corresponding increment in y, then it will be here y plus delta y equals f of x plus delta x, or we can write here delta y equals f of x plus delta x minus y, or we can write here delta y equals f of x plus delta x. Means let's replace x by x plus delta x in given function. So here if we replace x, so it will be here x plus delta x whole power 5 minus x power 5. By definition we can write here dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0 delta y by delta x, that gives here limit delta x tends to 0 and x plus delta x whole power 5 minus x power 5 whole divide delta x. Okay, so now to get final answer, let me write here. So we have got up to here, so limit this. So after this we can write here this side of answer to get final answer. And dy by dx will be simply here dy by dx. We get here dy by dx equals, now limit delta x tends to 0. For this we can write here x plus delta x whole power 5 minus x power 5 by x plus delta x and minus x. So now by using a formula of limit we can write here 5 x power 5 minus 1, that is here 5 x power 4. So dy by dx of x power 5 is 5 times x power 4. So what I have done, I have used this formula. Remember, please note down, this is the formula I have used. Limit x tends to a, x power n minus a power n by x minus a, and it gives here n, a power n minus 1. This is the formula I have used. Similarly, let's find the derivative of 3x squared and so on. You can find the derivative. Okay, so let's find here derivative of 3x squared. So what's the answer for this? Again by definition. So let's see here how to get. So let here always start with let y equals fx equals 3x squared, and then always write the language. I'm not writing here, you can see the previous videos for the language. Then we can write here, then always write here y plus delta y equals f of x plus delta x. Now always find the value of delta y. Delta will be here f of x plus delta x minus y, that's here simply 3, and it's here simply here writing 3x squared. So 3x plus delta x whole square minus 3x squared. So we can take here 3 common. So if we take 3 common, we'll be getting here x plus delta x whole square minus x square. So, and this can be solved in two ways, so we can simplify this also, or we can use the formula by definition. Let's move for definition. So we can write here dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0 and then delta y by delta x. Where delta y is here simply a 3 is constant, so I'm writing here outside delta x tends to 0 and it is here x plus delta x whole square minus x square by delta x. So now let's simplify this further to get the answer. So dy by dx equals here limit delta x 3 times delta x tends to 0. Let's put here for denominator, let's change the denominator x square x plus delta x whole square minus x square by x plus delta x minus x. So that we can write here simply it is 3 times 2 into x square minus 1, and that gives simply 3 to the 6x. That's your answer. In this case also I have used the basic formula of limit. Okay, so if you are understanding, let me solve some more problems for you so that it will be easy for you. And then let's see here, suppose we are finding the derivative of same thing here, just changing the function. So for this, all the questions I'm doing here by first principle. Suppose you find derivative of 3x square minus 5x plus 1 by definition. Okay, dy by dx by definition instead of writing here. So the same thing for this also will be doing like this. Let y equals 3. Let y equals here fx equals 3x square minus 5x plus 1. The same thing, write the language here. You can see my previous videos for that. Then after that we can write here the same line here, y plus delta y equals f of x plus delta x, and then we'll be getting here, or we can write here delta y, always find the value of delta y, that will be simply f of x plus delta x minus y, and the value of delta y is now here simply it is delta y will be simply replace x by x plus delta x, so it will be here simply a 3 times x plus delta x whole square minus 5 times x plus delta x plus 1 and minus 3x square minus and minus plus will be 5x minus 1. So if we simplify further, we get like this: 3 times x plus delta x whole square minus 5x and minus 5 delta x plus 5 minus 3x square, then plus 5x minus 1. So plus 1 minus 1 cancel, this minus x 5x cancel. So what's the remaining? We are getting here delta y equals 3 times, let's take here common, so x plus delta x whole square, and then what's the remaining here? Minus 5 whole square, and then 3 after this here, remaining is minus x square, and then further we can simplify, so that will be getting here minus 5 delta x. So we can further simplify this, and then we will be getting here 3 by simplification we will be getting here x square and minus x square cancel. Let's open the whole square formula for this. So 2x delta x plus delta x whole square and minus 5 delta x. So if we simplify further for this, we'll be getting here delta y equals 3 times delta x is common, 3 delta x, so remaining is 2x plus delta x minus 5 delta x. Let me write it off now. So now we are getting here the value of delta y. So now by definition we can write here by definition dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0, and it gives here delta y by delta x. So it's simply here limit delta x tends to 0. We can use the previous method also in this case also. So delta x and delta x cancel, so we get here 3 times 2x plus delta x minus 5. I'll just cancel the delta x from numerator and denominator, so that we'll get here, if we put delta x equals 0, so 3 times 2x plus 0 minus 5, it is here simply 6x minus 5. So therefore d by dx, derivative of 3x square minus 5x plus 1 is 6x minus 5. That's your answer. Let here always start with this line y equals fx equals the given function 1 by 2x plus 3. So this can be written as 2x plus 3 whole power minus 1. Okay, and then you remember the language. You can see my previous videos and then write the language. So I'm going to next line, then we can write here after the language y plus delta y equals f of x plus delta x. Okay, so after that we can write here, let's find the value of delta y. So it's the value of delta y equals f of x plus delta x minus y, or we'll be getting here delta y equals f of delta x, means put simply the value of x as x plus delta x. So it will be here 2 times x plus delta x, okay, plus 3 is there, whole power minus 1, and then y is simply 2x plus 3 whole power minus 1. So let's write here delta y as it is in left hand side, and so simplify this 2x plus 2 delta x plus 3 whole power minus 1 minus 2x plus 3 whole power minus 1. Now by definition we can write here, by definition dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0, and then it is delta y by delta x. So just substitute the value of delta y here to get the answer. So what we can write here, if we substitute the value of delta y, it is simply 2x plus 2 delta x plus 3 whole power minus 1 and minus 2x plus 3 whole power minus 1 by delta x. Okay, so let me simplify it further so that we getting our answer. So now after this we are going to use, remember in this case we are going to use this formula, limit x tends to a x power n minus a power n by x minus a, and its value is n a power n minus 1. This is what I'm going to use. So after this what we can write here, let's just manage this denominator to get the answer. Dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0. So now look here, 2x plus 3 plus 2 delta x plus 3 whole power minus 1 minus 2x plus 3 whole power minus 1. Just simply let's put this minus this in denominator. So we are getting 2x plus 2 delta x plus 3. Always write this, and then now balance by multiplying or dividing by some constant. So what's the remaining? Just we had delta x in denominator. If we simplify this, we are getting here 2x plus 2 delta x plus 3 minus 2x minus 3. We can see here 3 cancel, 2x and 2x, 2 delta x, but we had already delta x, so to cut this we have to put here 2. Now we can use the formula. Let's put here. So it's simply here by formula, use this formula here. So minus 1 into 2x plus 3 power minus 1 into 2. So it's your answer, minus 2 times 2x plus 3 power minus 2 equals minus 2 by 2x plus 3 whole power minus 2, and then so it should be simply 2. That's your answer. This is the derivative of, therefore d by dx of 1 by 2x plus 3 is answer. This is our answer. Okay, hope you are understanding this, and if you have any confusion, please write your confusion in comment box. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for encouraging. Let me do another problem for you. Let's write here one more question. Suppose it is 1 by, suppose ax plus b by x. Another question I'm taking. So always our first line will be here. Let the given function as y equals fx equals ax plus b by x. Simply what we do here, first we'll simplify this so it can be written as ax by x plus b by x, and this is simply this nx. A plus b by x means we can write simply b into x power minus 1. We are going to find the derivative of this. It will be easy for us. So again you write the language, and then you can write here, then y plus delta y equals f of x plus delta x. This is our first line, and then after that always we will find, remember that what we are doing, we are finding the value of this delta y. So delta y equals f of x plus delta x minus y, and now the value of delta y is how much here? Simply we'll be getting here delta y equals, so it is simply x plus delta x, means simply replace x by x plus delta. So we'll be getting here a plus b times x plus delta x power minus 1, and then minus y means a, and then it is here minus b x power minus 1. So we got here delta y equals b common, and then this simply will be getting here x plus delta x minus 1 minus x power minus 1. Okay, so now by definition we can write here, by definition dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0, and then delta y by delta x. Let's substitute the value delta y by delta x. So just substitute the value of delta y, so that we'll be getting limit delta x tends to 0 and delta x plus delta x whole power minus 1 minus x power 1 by delta x. Let me write the value, and then the b at last. So now to get final answer, let me drop this and write answer here. So for this again I'm using the limit formula here, so simply it will be here. So after this, dy by dx can be written as here, dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0, and then just do little bit changes in denominator so that we can use the formula minus 1 x power minus 1. So yeah, we can write simply as x plus delta x and minus x, so that there is no changes into b. Now we are getting here this minus 1 into x power minus 1 into x power minus 1 minus 1, and then into b. So it is here minus b to x power minus 2, that is minus b by x square is your answer. Hope you are understanding this. If you have any confusion, please share with me. So therefore we can write here answer derivative of ax plus b by x, that is here equals minus b by x square. Simply you can write here the actually it is a plus b by x. So derivative of a is constant, and just I calculated the derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 by x square, so it will be here. Simply that's your answer. Thank you so much for watching, and please share this video among your friends also, so that they can be benefited by this video. So let me do one more problem for you. 1 by root x plus x minus 2. Suppose here this is your question. So how we are getting this? Thank you so much for watching. let's solve this problem. So as before, let's continue this. And so always suppose here let y equals fx equals the given function 1 by root x. So this can be written as here x minus 2 power minus 1 by 2. Okay, so by again following this, see the previous video, and by definition to find its answer. So we start like this, then we can write here y plus delta y equals f of x plus delta x, and that gives the value of, or we can write here delta y equals f of x plus delta x minus y. So what we are getting here, or delta y equals f of x plus delta x means x plus delta x minus 2 whole power minus 1 by 2 minus x minus 2 whole power minus 1 by 2. So now by definition we can write here simply dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0 delta y by delta x. So we are getting, let's substitute the value of delta y, so that delta y dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0 delta y is x plus delta x minus 2 minus 1 by 2 minus x minus 2 minus 1 by 2 by delta x. Okay, so let's simplify this further to get the answer. So what we are getting, so if we simplify further, so we'll be getting here minus 1 by 2 is here, so dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0. So just change the denominator so that we can use the formula x. Suppose you have to find derivative of x plus root x by definition or by first principle. So how do we solve it? In this case also we'll start like this. Solution will be let y equals fx equals x plus root x. So for language please see my previous videos. Please for language please see my previous videos. And now after that we can write here then y plus delta y equals f of x plus delta x. So let's we calculate here the value of delta y. So delta y is simply here f of x plus delta x minus y, or we can write here delta y equals f of x plus delta x means replace x by x plus delta x, so x plus delta x and then plus root x plus delta x and then minus x minus root x. Okay, so now x and x cancel, so the remaining is here delta y equals delta x plus delta x whole divided 1 by 2 minus x power 1 by 2. This is the value of delta y. Now let's simplify this further to get our answer. So for that I'll draw this and then I'll write the remaining part. So by definition we can write here by definition we can write here simply dy by dx equals limit delta x tends to 0. Simply it is here delta y by delta x. So it is limit delta x tends to 0, delta y is here delta x plus delta x whole power 1 by 2 minus x power 1 by 2 whole divided delta x. Now what we can do here, in this case we can add dy by dx. We can write here simply, let's separate this so that we'll be getting here 1 plus limit delta x tends to 0 x plus delta x whole power 1 by 2 minus x power 1 by 2 whole divide delta x. So 1 plus, simply it will be limit delta x tends to 0. I'm trying to use the formula of limit, so I'll manage this denominator to get the answer 1 by 2 minus x power 1 by 2. And so it will be just right like this, x plus delta x minus x, same thing. So we'll be getting answer like this, 1 plus, formula is 1 by 2 x power 1 by 2 minus 1 power. So it will be simply 1 plus x power 1 by 2 x power minus 1 by 2, that can be written as here 1 plus 1 by 2 x power 1 by 2 means root x. That's our answer. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you are understanding this. And if you have any confusion, please ask me and write it in comments so that I can solve it for you. I can give hints for you. Let's take another problem and solve it by first pencil again. So suppose the problem is like this, ax plus b by root x. So how to solve this? Again by definition or principle may be there. Okay, so solve this. So again, as previous, we can write here, always start with this, let y equals fx equals ax plus b by root x. So again, let's solve this, simplify this further. So just I'm separating the terms, ax by root x plus b by root x, and this can be written as here simply a, this here, so we can cut this, so a root x plus, let's just write this by root x and root x. So root x is x, and this cancels root x, and b into x power minus 1 by 2. We can write here, this is. So now what we got here, so simply the question is actually it is nothing but here simply a root x plus b x power minus 1 by 2. That's it. Question. Okay, so now actually we are going to find the value for this. So then we can write here after that write the language, and then we write y plus delta y equals f of x plus delta x. So let's find the value of delta y. Delta y equals simply f of x plus delta x minus y, that gives how much? So delta y equals simply it is f of x plus delta x means a root x plus delta x, x plus delta x, and then plus b x plus delta x power minus 1 by 2 minus y means a root x minus b x power minus 1 by 2. So this is our value of delta y. Let me draw that for you. So actually, so what we are getting here, answer for this is simply, so now by definition we can write here by definition dy by dx equals how much? Limit delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x, let's substitute the values. So just I'm putting these two terms together, this and this. Okay, so that it will be easy to simplify. So a is common, and then x plus delta x power 1 by 2, and then minus x power 1 by 2. Okay, so this is first part, and then similarly we can take b common plus b common, and x plus delta x whole power minus 1 by 2 minus x power 1 by 2 minus, and whole divide, there is delta x, again there is limit also, so let's write here limit delta x tends to 0. Okay, so how to get this answer? So simplify further to get the final answer. Dy by dx equals here just separate this, so that you'll be getting answer like this. So limit delta x tends to 0, a times x plus delta x whole power 1 by 2 minus, just writing here, okay, just okay, limit delta x tends to 0 as it is, minus x power 1 by 2, separating this. So by delta x will be here, delta x, and then plus again limit delta x tends to 0, b times x plus delta x whole power 1 by 2 minus x power minus 1 by 2 by delta x. Now for this delta x we can write simply x plus delta x minus x, simply for this x plus delta x minus x, so that we can use the formula. Now use the formula of limit, so that you'll be getting here a times 1 by 2 times x power 1 by 2 minus 1 plus b times minus 1 by 2 and x power minus 1 by 2 minus 1. So we are getting to simplify this to get the final answer. Now just, so it will be simply a by 2 and then x power minus 1 by 2 plus, so it's simply minus b by 2 x power minus 3 by 2. So if we simplify further, we'll be getting here 1 by 2 outside, a by root x, and then minus here b by x or 3 by 2. See here 3 by 2 x power 3 by 2 means simply it is here x into x power 1 by 2, that is x root x. So simply we can write like this, so that 1 by 2 is outside. Now let me write here so that we will get this final answer. So simply dy by dx equals how much? 1 by 2 is outside. Now a by root x minus b by x root x, so that we'll be getting here 1 by 2. If you take here common, so it will be ax minus b by x root x. That's your answer. Thank you so much. Hope you understood this. If you have any confusion, please write it in comment box. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you like this video. Please do share this video with your friends, in your circle, in your social media, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. God bless you.